Yeah, well, I told Mr. Madoff that he has to be the wife. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is a big bonus for me. The man is old, yes, so he could be pliant. But the last guy we had in here was like a 55-year-old guy built like an ox. And it was not a pleasant relationship. Madoff could be a little soft. He's a swimmer. He had a sprinkler company. I'm looking forward to meeting him.
And your name is, sir?
Boamba.
Say that once.
Boamba.
Boamba.
I'm a personal friend of Boamba Umbar.
Of who, sir?
Obama's dog.
You're
Bo Obama.
You're a friend of Obama's.
I'm a dog walker for Bo Obama. I have a wonderful, fun time walking the dog around Washington, D.C.
So,
I walk the dog. Bo Obama come down the stairway of the presidential mansion, come downstairs in the morning, and I put on his leash. Oh, boy, he's frisky. To water him, take him out in the water, and he goes in the presidential pool.
And, what are Secret Service usually in attendance?
I'm a shy one service person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moratchet.
Moratchet, was that?
Moratchet is the dog watch teacher on the White House staff.
Yeah.
He has been through 4 presidents.
Mm-hmm.
From Nixon's checkers to George Washington's Martha Stewart.
So what breed is
Cocker Spaniel. And everybody want to talk to him. Everybody want to talk to him. Talk to him and pat him on the head, pull his legs and ears and
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to talk to me about something?
Yes, we understand that. You're an artist who.
Yeah. So what?
Well, I'm saying you're an artist in the tradition of the old Chinese screen artists inking artists who make those beautiful screens. But we've understand that you've done one that's the longest one in the world.
Yeah. So what?
Well, I'm saying I think people might be interested in.
I make a long, because they went for pay me for long one. They pay me for short one? Give me a short one.
But I understand that this one is over 6.5 miles long.
So what? They give me $450,000. I said to them, I never saw that so much money in my life. So I might have put it down on the floor on a highway, got a car, got some pencils and brushes, leaned out of the car and started painting. And that's how I did it.
Yeah, in other words, these don't take a long time to make.
2 seconds, I'm finished. I got, these people pay $400,000.
Because they're on the highway.
They don't know how long it takes.
You bring these panels out to the highway? And
I panel them, I sucker them, I sent to Mr. J.C. Scheinberg on 5th Avenue.
Yeah.
He had an apartment that has a 450 square foot. I said, I'll paint your floor, I'll paint your ceiling, I'll paint your wall, you give me $400. He gave me $450,000, I did it.
Now, what is the narrative story? They have stories.
Oh, this one here, over here?
Yeah.
This one in house, people go in house, go outside the house to drink water and come back in. That's the story.
But how did you stretch this out over 6.5 miles?
They kept going in for water. They think they're getting some special, Buddhist painting or something. I don't care. I'm tired of this interview.
To me, I tell you, like kind of a scam, really. In other words.
Look, I got a secret news for you. I don't give a shit about what I'm doing or who I'm doing it for, as long as I get paid.
The people pay for craftsmanship, and they want.
So what? They think it's good.
In other words, if they think it's good, it really doesn't matter.
That's right, Buster.
Okay, thanks very much.
Okay, you bet. Bye-bye now, sucker.
People of Earth, you are all fools. You will not survive the coming Holocaust. You will try to escape by going into your cars, turning them on, and turning on your air conditioning and rolling up your windows. Ha 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 ha. That will not last you very long, for the fireballs will be coming. and they will destroy and melt everything in your way. Remember the last time I addressed you over these loudspeakers? This is it.
So we have the privilege of talking with Vice President Cheney. Oh, what's your day like? Like, how do you start the day?
I break dawn at
Break what?
I break dawn at 4:30 in the morning. I go online. I get the NORAD release, the global where our fighters are, where we're doing the crude oil spills, all over the world, the pipeline flow. I usually watch the IDOW. I work out a little, not too much. Breakfast is served at 5 o'clock by Eunice, my black cook, who has been with me for over 15 years. Love her. Usually I have a squeezed orange.
Yeah.
I have one egg up and a frank.
A frank? You mean like a... Okay.
I'm admitted immediately to the cabinet room where I confer with with the president on various and sundry matters that I cannot speak of right here.
They're top secret.
Of course. I then go in the limousine to the Security Council meeting, where I preside over the group of generals and tell them what to do and who to go and where to go. I usually tell them to bomb this and that target,
Yeah.
and we look at big maps where I make X's on the cities that I believe need to be bombed.
I see.
That takes, about 12 minutes. Then I'm up at the White House.
Yeah.
I'm conferring in the President's Lounge, where I'm usually fixed a cup of coffee, and I have a donut, I have to admit it, and a little free time, and play with the White House dog, Slicky.
Slicky, okay. You ever hit those video machine things in the hall there?
There's a Ms. Pac-Man.
Computer games.
I still love Ms. Pac-Man. Always did, always will. Then I go in for my Wall Street Journal meeting. I fix the price of crude oil per barrel.
Yeah, I see.
And then iron, magnesium, boron, tubes, anything that is raw, crude uranium.
Okay, so this is like, by then it's what, mid-afternoon?
Then I go to my Bible class. I kneel and I pray alongside the President and Mrs. President. And Mrs. Cheney joins us usually in the presidential tea room for pick-me-up.
Is there any time for hunting during the day?
Well, I'll never live that down. I laugh among myself on that one. But seriously, Bill, this was a very, very, very serious question for arms people. I believe in arms. I believe that people should have arms. And if anyone tries to stop these arms, I will forbid it. With all the power and majesty that's behind the Constitution of the United States. And so help me God. Listen, I've got to get back. The President is calling me. He has a buzzer.
I see.
I'm being
buzzer, and where do you hear that buzzer?
I have a chin implant.
I see.
It's been nice chatting with you.
All right, well, Halliburton.
Have a nice day.
My resume was more of a hindrance than a help when I read Color My Parachute, because I started out as a fit nutter, the Gonad Corporation, Lockheed, California, Santa Monica. Became a backup singer for Hal David and Carol Bayer Sager during the Timey Kangaroo Down period, when that song hit the charts. And for some reason I lost the job and went right into first storage. I tried for a short period of time to be a sexual therapist, but I didn't have much luck. A lot of the women were complaining of molestation, and I was acquitted after a lengthy jury trial in Santa Monica, California, and I hit the streets again. When I read Color My Parachute, what I went into was pearl oil importation. Failed at that because I couldn't get advertising space in Popular Mechanics, where I had thought people would be interested due to chapped hands working on their electronic work. Finally, I landed what I think is a promising new job, a job that works with cybernetics, and that is to create artificial genitals through creative visualization on the internet. I call it intervag, and what it does is brings genitals into the home through the computer, and allows people for simula sex. Simula sex is not unlike what they have now on Chatterbox, but you can achieve sort of a one-on-one sexual relationship with your computer in this way, which is hygienic, sterilized, and no fear of pregnancy or even getting communicative diseases. I sold the idea to Barry Tweezerman of the Tweezerman Institute, and he had developed an odorless hand cream called AccuCell, and he grabbed onto that idea because Imelda Marcos had been using this on her high heels for years and years in her penthouse apartment to keep from making noise from the people downstairs. And she used to click her heels together pretty loudly. And we got her on the internet, and boy, she had a lot of fun. And that's how Vagisil was invented.
Letter to Tina. Dear Tina, I abhor the way you've been treating me lately. You are like a shriveled prune, soaking in your own juices, vomiting, and the shreds of what used to be our relationship are now smoldering on what could have been. I was your little Willie Krause, and you shit on me. You took every last bit of respect from me when you put vivisection on my baby Schweinhund. Come, Liebchen, can you remember when life was better? When we both sailed on the Viennese secrets of the mucus-filled sky and the cellophane windows of our lives, and we rolled quietly down the hurly-burly light span of a delicious glavon of a shit or a dump in the middle of our life, when we had dinner under the starlit moon and saw what the shanks of the lamb could bring to us? No, you don't remember, and you are only a fifi memorization of a gigantic vomit on the hiccup of life. I hate you. Goodbye forever. Have a nice lifespan. Your Willie Krause.
We're at the site of the statue of the crying child here in Charlotte,
North Carolina. Yes,
And,
I am Father Sister Kinder Mercy.
And you're in charge of the
I am in charge of the grounds, the stools.
caretaker.
I maintain the stools.
People are healed by coming
Oh,
to
yes,
this. Have you ever
yes.
seen anyone actually be...
We had a 92-year-old woman on an oxygen tent, false legs, false feet, false dentures. She had a bladder bag hanging off of the size of a veal medallions. She had diabetes mellitus. She had arthritis in both legs, even the one that wasn't real. And she couldn't walk. Well, we pushed her up to the sacred area, and promptly the child began to cry. We placed some of the tears on the head of that woman. She got up from her wheelchair. She turned around and she said, "Hallelujah, I've got rhythm," and started to dance the most lovely and wonderful fantasy dance in the world, the Charleston. She did the hokey pokey, and she did everything else
And
in
the
between.
Holly-Golly.
Yeah, and the Holly Golly.
Now, have you ever seen the child ever do anything else besides cry?
Sister Mary Joseph Louisa once said that she saw, when she was doing her devotionals, the baby defecate. And that's pretty good for the sacred baby shrine. Thank you for visiting.
Hi, Leon. How are you? We're 4 minutes late, but you're my favorite waiter, so I'll not hold it against you. I'll have my usual endive, celeriac, no mayonnaise, vinaigrette. I need my stiff upper drink, as I call it. Mrs. Cheney will have her usual tinkle toe drink, whatever that feminine. I never drank it in the White House. I'm not going to drink it here. Then I'm going to follow that by a prime steak of rib. 75 ounces, 75 ounces full thick thickness. I want thickness. Last time it was a quarter of an inch thin. I need thickness on my steak. I want steak fries. I want chicken fried steak on the side. I want gravy on the top. Pile it up. And I don't want that thin, watery juice again that you gave me. Thanks.
The mole car is for people who want to get under the earth, go to the middle of the earth.
Did you say mole car?
Yes, mole car, M-O-L-E car, mole car. You know what a mole is? A mole goes to the center of the earth. This car goes to the center of the earth. That's all there is to it. I worked with General Motors 20 years. Jesus Christ, I tried to develop this thing. Yes, in Detroit, and we developed a prototype of the car, and so far the public doesn't accept it, and I was fired.
Why would anyone want...
Why does anyone want to do anything to change the world? A man lives in order to follow his wish, his dream. Do you ever hear Joseph Campbell? Follow your bliss, okay?
Sure.
My bliss was to create a car that would go down into the center of the earth. And I made it. Archimedean screw technology. It was easy. I harnessed the V8 engine. I used a Corvette motor. You know, whatever I did, and it worked. And they don't like it. They don't want it. They don't want me.
So the car you just point down.
You point it down, you drive, you screw into the earth, it throws the dirt away, you go down as far as you want. What we worked out was a super cooler, where you just get down there and it gets cooler and cooler the lower you go because it feeds off the heat from the center of the earth.
And how far down did you go?
2,000 miles in the first room. Very proud of that. Very proud of that.
Is it true that it's very incredibly hot as you get towards the
So it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot in New York in the summer.
Thank you very much.
We're here with Jihoso, as he calls himself, who's a Somali pirate. We understand he took part in that last kidnapping of the Swedish freighter. Tell me, how would you describe your life?
Piece of cake. I went to the bell of the big ships, and I saw that too hot with the grappling picks, and we went up the top, and we took the man, and we tripped, and I tried to get him.
I see. Now, isn't that dangerous when you've got, say, a Kalashnikov?
We don't care if the police come in the water. Keep the grappling on your slaughter. You can take the horse ship if you want. Don't worry, it's all you've got. We don't have very much money.
Yes.
So we don't care for human life.
Well, yes, but you've now been making, millions of dollars to share between you and...
$1.2 million. We can do better than that. We can do better than that.
Now, we understand that you're holding 10 Russian tankers hostage right now, and all the crew.
And by the way, we have several people on board, and we're keeping there against their word. We got them deep there. We got 10 by 10. We got 10 tankers and 10 bankers.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a nice day.
Your name is
Hiram Town.
And Mr. Town, you're here to
Yeah.
for a little show to show some of the tunes you've been writing lately.
That's right. I had a small band called Seven Love Ladies, a Lasso, and a Lariat. We used to tour in Georgia, GA, Mexicali, Tijuana, Tokyo, Las Vegas, and Nevada.
How'd you get here to New York City?
By house. You seen those big houses being towed in the back of trucks? Well, we had a trailer house that all the love ladies live in. They're my love ladies, and officially, adultery is allowable in the state of Tennessee.
Is this some kind of cult, or is it...
No, it's not a cult. It's wonderful. One does one thing real good, and the other one fills in where the other one doesn't. When you got 7, you know, boy, whoa, you got all the bases covered.
And how do you get ideas for your music?
My children bring them to me on tiny strands of hummingbird hair. Don't ask me. Well, we're a nesting family, let's put it that way. We don't sleep in beds. We sleep in large nests. And all of the 7 love ladies bring these nests from different scrap heaps.
Are these nests inside the mobile houses?
Yes, that's right. They're geodesic mobile tow trucks, Cushion suspension, very soft, very sleepable. You can go to sleep at 90 miles an hour and not feel a thing. Jim.
Who's your manager?
Bill Prevost.
Does he travel with you, or is he like in some
He travels in a squad car, some 50 feet above and in front of the trailer.
Above?
It's a hovercraft. He had a lot of friends where the sun don't shine, let's put it that way.
And what's next for your band?
We're going to do the three-ring circus down in New York City.
Yeah.
That's a see-through, see-me, touch-me vibrator show for all the gals and guys in a lasso rope environment with a lot of discipline and bondage. We're going to strap them into their seats, if you know what I mean.
So I'm hearing like sort of a rodeo S&M kind of
We're touching
vibe.
all bases for the new century, and I think that you should stop touching my base. Thanks for the interview, and it's been swell.
We're at the Torvaden prison in right outside of Copenhagen, Denmark, and I understand you're the warden of this prison here in Denmark.
Yeah, that's right.
And I understand in Denmark they have a much more liberal way of treating prisoners.
In Denmark, we do not believe in punishment. What we believe it is light humiliation.
So what if somebody like a murderer, for instance, sentenced to what, 30 years and...
It is not the fault of the murderer, it is the fault of society. And so for every murder there is in Denmark, society must lick the floor, and the murderer must be patted on the back.
I see. Well, are they in cells or behind bars or what?
They have modern Danish furniture rooms, which have Bang & Olufsen hi-fi, anything you want, flat screen, plasma gel television, and the latest thing is conjugal visits from Playboy magazine girls.
Can I get a cell in this prison?
You're a filthy American. You make war and killing.
It sounds like a very comfortable prison.
It's a prison you want to return to.
All right. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
For
Have a nice,
talking to me.
good Yule. Happy here, Hanukkah.
We're talking with Gesualdo Mastriani. He's the head of a
This is
new
Gesualdo.
Gesualdo. He's the head of a new school that's opening in New York for after several centuries, a Castrati School.
You see, yes, you were talking about what? The rumors were correct. We chopped off the balls of the young boys in order to create the beautiful voices. And sure, it's gonna hurt.
Well, it seems to me, isn't this a pretty savage and, you know...
It's savage to eat meat at dinner.
Well, but...
These people could sing Bach's cantata in A minor, opus 53, like angels in the choirs.
But where do you find parents who are going to give up their children to this?
Parents don't give a shit when you give them 75,000 lira to say, may we chop your son's balls off.
That's
They
okay
take the money and run.
Do you do the surgery at the school itself if you find a promising young man?
The young boys come in with the operation. We put them out and we suck the balls off with special equipment. Yes, it's special equipment, Italian equipment designed by Enrico Spumoni. And this equipment comes down and it suction very quickly, so they don't feel it. They don't feel it. And then boom, they're flushed away. Boom, they put them up on the choir. Boom, they start to sing Bach.
Do you use an anesthetic of any kind?
Not necessary. We give them a little amaretto after.
And we have here the respected anthropologist, Miles Brisbane. And Miles, I understand there's something very unusual going on.
Fascinating find. Right out here in the Northern Drift area. We were dusting the area quite long. Sir Clive Jeeves had been here before me. Wonderful exhibition. Wonderful group of people, just top-notch. And what he found and what I found was startling.
Startling, I tell you. Absolutely startling.
What was the discovery? I mean, I can
What
hardly
we
wait.
found was beyond the ken of anything that we had found anthropologically up to now, and that we had sort of looked at each other and said to each other that this has got to be it. This has got to be the find of the century. And we looked at each other, we looked at it, we looked at each other, with our assistants. Everybody clamored, the natives who we were with.
And the find
was spectacular. I couldn't believe what we had on our hands.
Bones,
no, it was not bones. It was not structures. It was not things. It was not people. It was not earth. It was all of the above. And I tell you exactly what it was.
Yeah, okay.
In a second, if you have
I
a
can
glass of
hardly
water,
wait.
I'm parched.
Okay,
If
here
you have
go.
a glass of...
Oh dear. Oh. Okay.
Oh, God, yes.
I think you're about to reveal this great discovery.
Oh, yes. It was so startling that at first I didn't believe my eyes. Now, I said, here's a discovery that's going to rock the whole world. This is going to make the world sit on its ears.
All right, now you have to tell us now, because we're running out of time.
Well, Bulu was dusting a certain area for animal dung. And he said, and we all dropped our tools and came over and said, Bulu, what have you got? What have you got for us? It was a tiny skyscraper.
A tiny
skyscraper, just the middle part, you know the Chrysler Building in New York
Yes.
City, a lot like the Chrysler Building, but I'd say 1/4 of an inch high. It's surprising.
Oh, wait, how old was this building?
About 55 years.
Couldn't it be like a toy or some kind? It must be
No,
a child's.
because upon further exploration, we dusted it down, and we opened it up, of course, and we set up a tent around it. We took videography, we got still cameras, etc. There were people there. Micro miniature people, I tell you, going on little escalators.
Inside the building.
Yes, going on little elevators, going inside the little offices, working in little offices, etc., 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 taking dictation, making telephone calls, etc., etc., etc. We caught up with them with our computer. We wired it, hardwired it into their telephone system, and we were able to actually
Little
hear them
tiny
talk.
telephones,
Yes.
I guess,
Would you
huh?
like to hear them talk
Sure.
now? I brought a tape
Okay.
recorder. Here they go.
It's funny, it's more or less what I would have expected, actually. But
They were
I
so
liked it
busy.
anyway. Yeah.
Yes, they were so
And
busy.
we'll be looking forward to more information about this.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Yeah,
Thanks.
have a nice life. Great.
What people don't understand about the living theater is that we must do what we need to do under circumstances beyond our possible financial control. Hello, I am Ramon Gutierrez, director of the Living Theater, with an appeal to you, the viewing public, to help us. Why can't you please help to send your money that we may keep our theater? For example, last Thursday night, we had a performance by Jose Gerby called Flamingos of the Western World, which was a beautiful dance troupe, and they did not have enough money for costumes. Give to us, and we will give to you everything.
Italian women are the most delicious women in the whole world. Just to touch them is something delicious. You squeeze them and they just feel like soft velvet to your touch, and then you're happy.
Our guest right now is Luigi Bersizo, who is an expert on Italian women. He's just written this book, Italian Women, it's called.
It's called Kiss Sambogiano la suerte le vigente.
I mean, what does that translate?
Kiss me, love me, I am Italian.
I see. So what is it especially about Italian women that makes them so special?
Their skin is soft, and the bosoms are soft and silky and plunging very low, and they are deliciously enchanting and inviting, with nipples that stand out among all the other countries of the world.
Let me ask you, do you have a lot of experience with different women? I mean,
Many women. I have known over 35,000 women in my life.
Italian women all, or?
Mostly Italian. You see, my friend, I may sound French, but I have sampled women from other countries. The German women are cold and tough. Their skin is like leather. They are mean and frightening. The French women are tough and tawdry. They tease you and let you talk about them until you want to kill them. English women taste and smell badly. They do not wash. They have bad personal hygiene. American women are hairy legs and very bad buttocks. But the Italian women, oh mon Dieu, they float like a stream in your mind. And once you touch them, you melt.
You know, I noticed that although a lot of Italian women were film stars and so forth in the
Gina
50s.
Lollobrigida,
Yes.
Sophia Loren, Donna Maria Alberghetti, Sonia Barretta Tasechiana, Sonia Braga, Maria Barradientes, Sokia Tatapaci, Bulia Darrini, Siki Pipipiti, Lake Caparacci, Bobo Berrana, Sicara Reca, Lorotiki, Pavarsini, Shera Papiti, Lanasina, Lara Pecchi, Pavarete, Kiposena, La Yachete, La Guarete.
Hold it a second. I think I get the point now. There seem to be a lot of them in the 50s and 60s.
Oh, I don't know.
Now Italian women are in America, you don't hear that much about Italian women, really.
Because we want them for ourselves. They say in Italian, Putotesca, borarina riesceta la vibra. If you have not touched an Italian woman, you have not lived.
Thank you very much.
I must lie down. It has been a pleasure to have chatted with you.
Well, come back again, okay?
If I can.
Okay, we're here with Felix.
Saul Stern.
With Saul Stern, and you've written many popular
the king of the Hawaiian song.
Hawaiian songs, and in the 30s and 40s, back even to the 20s, you started writing
Ted
this.
Fiorito, Gus Kahn, me.
The three kings
That's
of
right, the
Hawaiian
things
music.
of Kaiawea, Hialeah. We never have been to Hawaii, Bob, but we knew about it, and we played the music, we invented the music, and we enjoyed the music.
Now, how did you know about what to write about,
Well,
having never...
we had a lanai in our apartment, and Rose would fix desserts and canopies, and she'd serve them to us, and we would go out with our ukuleles, and we would, strum them, and we'd come up with some songs, like the one that made me famous, I suppose, Honolulu
Yeah, you
Eyes.
promised you'd do that for us.
Oh, hala, hala, gay, hala, hala, and so on.
But you weren't singing in English.
That's Hawaiian.
Well, how did you learn Hawaiian?
We didn't. We made it up.
I see. So it's just really
It's a hooky
a made
lao.
up.
Yeah, you're going to the hooky lao. Remember that
Yeah,
one?
I like that.
Sure.
Like that.
Do you remember this one? Hooky lao eyes.
All right.
Oh, those hooky lao eyes. Aloha leia.
Now, so your partner, who actually wrote the music to these songs, he's been dead quite a long time. Do you miss him? Or?
He died when we were writing a song.
Right in the middle of.
Yeah.
Do you remember the tune that?
Yes.
And this was back in 19.
Hooky lao eyes. Oh ho ho, hooky lao, hooky.
That very
hooky
song that you
lao
were
eyes.
just.
No, this is another one.
Oh, a different.
It was so popular, we just changed the lyrics and set the same melody.
All right. Well, so what's in the future for you?
The embalmer.
You don't expect to be around that long?
I'm 95 years old,
Well, you
Bob.
look good, though. You never know.
Well, these Hawaiian shirts can cover a multitude of sins.
All right, so I guess I'll see you at the Carnegie Deli, huh?
Aloha, Carnegie, aloha. Aloha, Carnegie.
All right, thank you.
To me, what is harmony is a feeling of I give up. I'm sorry. I did something wrong, and now I'm going to relieve myself. I don't care about Jewishness. I don't care about the color of a man's skin. So when I heard Madoff coming in, I thought, okay, Scrabble, chess, and a blowjob or two, but that's what I felt would come out of the whole scandal, is something positive.
Hello, I'm Seth. Congratulations on purchasing this relaxation tape. I hope you are in a comfortable position. If not, rest your buttocks lightly on the floor. Place a pillow under your head and turn off any distractions. Take a deep breath. Now close your eyes, and as I count backwards from 10, relax your toes, relax your thighs, relax your arms, relax your head, relax your waist, relax your tummy, relax your mouth. 10. You are growing relaxed. 9. You are floating in a sea of serenity. 8. Oh, does that feel nice? 7. You are eating out. 6. The bill comes and it is under $2. 5. Your wife pays. 4. You didn't eat anything. 3. You're furious. 2. Blood vessels on your head pop out. 1. You have an aneurysm, and the doctors take you to the nearest hospital. 0. You are dead. Now you are fully relaxed.